Welcome back to the Marriagepreneurs Podcast, the space where faith meets strategy, love meets legacy, and couples learn how to build boldly together. I again am your host, LaKisa Taylor-Allston, and today we're diving into a topic that hits home for so many entrepreneurial couples. Don't lose your marriage for your business, nor your business for your marriage. This is a real tension. It's a real struggle. It's a real balancing act. And if you're not intentional, you can end up sacrificing the very thing God gave you to sustain you. So let's talk about it. Let's be honest, building a business takes time, energy, creativity, and sacrifice. And building a marriage takes time, energy, communication, and sacrifice. So, what happens when both require the same resource at the same time? You can feel stretched, you can feel torn, you can feel guilty, you can feel overwhelmed. And if you're not careful, you start to believe the lie that you have to choose one or the other. But here's the truth, you don't have to. What I'm suggesting you should do is to prioritize. Number one, your marriage is your covenant, and that's very important to remember. If your marriage has been ordained by God, your marriage is your covenant, and your business is your assignment. Both matter, but they matter differently. The goal is not to sacrifice one for the other. The goal is how to learn to honor both. One of the main reasons that I started this marriagepreneur journey is because when I talk to others and people come along and say, how do you guys do it? How do you guys work together, live together, love together? Well, we've made a commitment to each other. We're not going to allow the business to overrun our marriage, and we're not going to allow our marriage to get in the way of our business, because essentially being entrepreneurs is at the heart and the core of both my husband and I. So that's why finding the balance and thriving is the key. But when the business starts to threaten the marriage, we need to talk about the danger zones. When the business starts to overshadow the marriage, and this does happen, it happens to people every single day. But when the energy or every conversation becomes about work, you're in the red zone, the danger zone. When your spouse feels like they're competing with your laptop, you're in the danger zone. When you're physically present but not emotionally available. And ladies, wives, I know this was one that will hit home for most of us. And we talk about that, or I'm going to be talking about that in the Marriagepreneur book series. But I just want you to know that it does hurt if your spouse is not emotionally available. And we tend to need and want that more. When you're always on and never resting, meaning that you have to find the time either to take those getaways or those self-care days to focus on your own wellness. If you're spending all of your time morning, noon, and night responding to calls, working on a job or working on a project, then you're in the danger zone. You're building a brand, but you're losing the intimacy. You're chasing success, but neglecting the connection between you and your spouse. Business can become the third partner in a marriage if you're not intentional. And here's the thing, your spouse doesn't need you all the time, but they do need your presence, your attention, your affection, your intentionality. I just reminded my husband the other day that early on, I'm very much an alpha woman. I'm very much trying to start the business. I'm always dreaming up things. I'm trying to see how we can scale, how we can pivot and do all the things. But sometimes, a couple of times in our marriage, he's looked at me and said, listen, today I just want my wife. Today I just need my wife. It's not that he wants me to stop building and stop creating, but sometimes both sides, both partners want you to be vulnerable, want you to be available for them in their emotional and maybe physical needs. So ask yourself, have I been giving my business the version of me my spouse deserves? If the answer stings, that's okay. Awareness is the first step to getting to the alignment. Now, when the marriage starts to threaten the business, let's flip it because the opposite can also be true. Sometimes the marriage unintentionally suffocates the business. This happens when your spouse doesn't understand the vision or you don't understand your spouse's vision, when you feel threatened by their ambition, when they may want your time but don't respect your calling, or vice versa. They expect you to shrink your dreams to keep the peace. They don't see the business as part of the legacy, and they want comfort while you're trying to build capacity. Listen, this is not about blame, it's about clarity. Your business is not a hobby, it's not a distraction, it's not a phase. It is a God given assignment, it is a business. And if your spouse doesn't understand that, the resentment can grow on both sides. So ask yourself, have I clearly communicated the purpose behind what I'm building? Or do I clearly understand the purpose behind what he's building? Or if it's a we, what are we building? Are we on the same page? Do we clearly understand? Sometimes the issue isn't the business, it's just simply a lack of understanding. So you have to work on that. And again, in another episode, we talked about communication systems. If you have to do the check ins, if you have to remind yourself, sometimes something or a project or a family issue or different things happening in life could alter the season that you're in or how you're moving and navigating throughout your day. If you have these things in these communications, whether it's written down or you're just checking in with each other, that will help you to stay on the same page and be of the same vision mindset. So, to protect both of you, to protect both the business and the marriage, let's talk about some solutions. Again, set clear boundaries, create work hours, create rest hours, create a no business talk zone. Could be your bedroom, maybe it's your dinner table. Protect your date nights like meetings with investors. I love this because sometimes I feel like when my husband and I, we reserve date nights for date nights, but we may do a lunch date to talk about business, because that's the same thing that I would do if I was meeting someone to talk about real estate investing, or if I was meeting someone to talk about designing or remodeling their home. That's what I would set up. So I say to my husband, let's do lunch. Number two, communicate with transparency. Always be honest, always be vulnerable. That is one key thing that I have learned just truly being an entrepreneurial type of spouse. We have to share our goals. We even have to share our stress. We have to share our wins. We have to share our needs with each other. We have to be honest and we have to put it on the table right there. Your spouse simply cannot support you if they don't understand where you're coming from. And then I want to understand where he's coming from. Number three, we want to build rhythms, not rigid rules. Every season is going to look different. So it's not a one size fit all to life. Every marriage is going to look different. So what's working, line by line for someone else in their marriage may not work for you. You may be able to take things like I'm sharing, but I am encouraging you to figure out what works for you in your marriage, the systems that will help you all to produce, thrive, benefit, and grow. Some seasons might require you to be more business focused. Some might require you to be more marriage focused. Honor the season that you're in and make sure that you are intentional about those times. Make sure fourth thing, I want you to involve your spouse in the vision. Maybe not in the business, but in the vision. When they understand the purpose, they can support the process. This is more so for maybe spouses where one spouse has quit their job to support the other spouse and their vision, their dream. Or again, if you're married to an entrepreneurial spouse, have an understanding of their vision. You may have things to help them and encourage them along. Not you may, you will. Or sometimes if they are overly focused on the business or maybe a specific project within their business, you can help be a reminder to help them to stay on task, stay on their goals, and to stay on. This is the reason why you did this in the first place, and this is the reason why I'm here to support you. Protect your intimacy. Number 5, protect your intimacy. You want to give each other emotional support, spiritual support, physical support, and relational support. Intimacy is the glue that keeps the marriage strong while you build. Okay? I want my husbands to listen to me on that as well. Intimacy is the glue that keeps the marriage strong while you build. Take your rest together. Rest is not a luxury. It is a strategy. A rested couple is connected couple. A couple that is unstoppable is also a connected couple. Take your rest together. And this is another thing that I want to stress. Sometimes you have to get away. Even if it's just an overnight, it could be something simple. It doesn't always have to be extravagant. And it's about you and your mate connecting again, resting again. Leave the business wherever you need to leave the business. Or maybe you're going away because it's a business thing. Take that moment and then extend the time to focus on you and creating and getting that intimacy and rest together. Because here's the beautiful truth. This is how you align. And this is the beauty of the alignment. You don't have to lose your marriage for your business. You don't have to lose your business for your marriage. When purpose and partnership align, the prosperity will flow. A strong marriage fuels a strong business. A strong business supports a strong marriage. A strong couple builds a strong legacy. You were not designed to flourish in both, not sacrifice one for the other. So when you move through this week, I want you to remember these things. Your marriage is your ministry. Your business is your assignment. Your legacy is the result of how you both steward. Don't choose, align. Don't sacrifice, strategize. Don't lose one, honor both. Thank you again for joining me. If this episode has blessed you, please share it with another couple who's building something beautiful. And don't forget to subscribe to the Marriagepreneurs platforms. Until next time, keep building, keep believing, and keep blossoming into everything that God has called you to be.